So guys, with MPL Season 1 coming to a close, MPL Season 2 will be starting shortly next month. Again, for those who don't know what the MPL is, it's my touch football league that I made a couple months back. And I'm not gonna lie, MPL Season 1 actually didn't go that bad. There were a lot of comebacks, amazing goals, and even a lot of drama. Also, I'd just like to give a shout out to the title-winning team Aston Villa for being crowned the first ever MPL champions, and also Leicester City and Chelsea, who both finished second but just lost the title by 9 points. And I'd also like to give a shout out to everyone else who participated in the league and all the other clubs. However, despite Season 1 being loads of fun, there are still a lot of players and fans saying that there are loads of ways the league can be improved. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling ways how I might improve the league for next season, and also tell you guys what to expect for Season 2 for those who are part of the league or planning on joining. So please watch this video if you're part of the MPL or planning on joining. One more thing I'd like to say before I start the video, there is a tutorial video on how to join the MPL on my channel, so please check that out if you're still trying to join. Anyways, let's get into the video. So pretty much the main idea of this video is I'm going to tell y'all ways I'm going to improve the league, ways that I might use to improve the league, as well as other information and important announcements that I'm going to share, so please watch the whole video. Trust me guys, MPL Season 2 is going to be way more exciting and better than MPL Season 1, so trust me on this, it's going to be great. So let's start off with ways I'm going to improve the league and make MPL Season 2 better than Season 1. Let's start off by trying to fix some of the issues from last season. One of the main complaints I got was that the league was quote-unquote rigged. Now, obviously it wasn't. This was just a complaint from some of the people who, well, I don't know, we're just kind of sore losers, I guess. But hey, I did make a video on it explaining why it wasn't rigged, so please check that out. I'll admit, there were a couple things like lag goals, but I didn't really make any rules based off of that in the first place, so there wasn't really anything I could do to, like, you know, rule them out. So yeah, I'm kind of edging towards adding new rules, such as not counting lag goals, no time wasting, and probably not making subs during the middle of the half. This is because there's been a couple times this season where players were scoring goals when the other team was making a sub, which just seemed kind of unfair. So just to make it more organized, I'm thinking of only letting teams make subs during halftime. What other rules will I make? Well, I don't really know. Give me some rule ideas in the comments, but as of now, these are really the only rules I can think of. And if you break these rules, I might consider giving you a yellow card, and I think this is how it's going to work. So if you break a rule, you will be given a yellow card. If you get another yellow card in the same game, you will be given a red card and sent off, as well as being given a 1-game suspension. If you get another yellow card but in a different game, you will also be given a 1-game suspension, but you will not be sent off for the rest of the game. So yeah. Let me know if you guys disagree with that, but I'm kind of thinking of doing that because, well, I feel like there were a couple of times last season where I think people were just playing a bit dirty and not really following the rules. But to be fair, there weren't really any rules, so there's really nothing I could do about it. So yeah, other than redoing games and all that sort of stuff, which I really hope won't have to happen again, I think those are really all the rules that I have to confirm. So yeah, let me know if you have other rule ideas in the comments. Now, let's move on to the other main problem of last season, people not showing up to games. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to spend a long time explaining this one. That's right, there were a couple times last season where literally no one on a team would show up to the game, that literally had to get a team full of loans. That's right, a team full of loans. It really got so frustrating that there were times where I was literally just thinking of canceling the game and giving the 3 points to the team who actually showed up to the game on time. But obviously I didn't want to do that because that would just be boring, so literally people would just keep having to loan and loan and loan. It was getting so frustrating, guys. Like, it literally just was so out of hand. Speaking of loans, people would just get so bored because obviously there were only like 4 games for each team during the season, and obviously people just wanted to play more and more games, so people would just keep asking me, hey Milk Soccer, can I loan? Hey Milk Soccer, can I please loan? They were literally just on their knees, begging for me to let them loan for a game, although they've already loaned for like 9 games, and they've already played a game like yesterday. Look guys, I know you're bored, but like some of the times where y'all are asking me if y'all can loan, the other team that you're asking to loan for doesn't even need a loan, so like only a loan when like you actually need to loan and like no one shows up to games. Another thing that I'd like to point out is that you only need at least 2 players to take part in a game. And let me explain that actually real quick. Now, obviously you need more than 2 players in a squad. That would be ridiculous to just have 2 players on a team. But like, this isn't a 1v1 league, so you need at least more than 1 player to actually take part in a game. Now, let's just say that one team has 2 players, but then the other team has like 4 or 5 players. In that case, the game would be a 2v2, and the rest of the players on the 5-player team would all just have to be subs. So yeah, guys, please just only loan when you need to. Like, we can't be having loans every time. In fact, I'm only allowing teams from now on to only have 1 loan per game. Not just loans, but there are also people who are so bored, they literally just join a server so that they can watch a game. Now, if it's only like a 2v2 or whatever, then like it's fine. There can be a few people watching the game from the sidelines, but like I don't really want there being like so many fans that like we can't even fit all the players in, because obviously the players are more important than the fans. So like obviously I don't want like there being too many fans that like we can't fit all the players in the server. So like, you know. Now back to the main issue, people not showing up to games. Now, I get it, sometimes people are busy, but I really just don't understand. Like, at the beginning of the season, there were like 2 teams, Ipswich Town and Derby County, who joined the league, but ever since joining, I haven't talked to them ever since, and it's like they just don't even exist anymore. It's like they just completely forgot about the league somehow, to the point where like I just kicked them out of the league because they wouldn't go to any of their games, and it just didn't make any sense. Now, I know people have lives outside of touch football and everything, but like, come on, games are only on the weekends. How hard is it just to show up to your games? But don't worry, I do have a pretty obvious solution to this, so hear me out. Now, my initial plan for Season 1 was to have people check the community tab every weekend to see when they're playing, but for some reason, people just wouldn't check and wouldn't show up to games, so clearly that just did not work. I even have a fan group on Roblox. By the way, make sure to go join if you haven't yet. I'm not able to communicate on that either because for some reason Roblox doesn't let me chat like I used to. So if the main reason why people aren't showing up to their games is because of miscommunication, then I think there's only one solution, and that's to get a Discord server. Now, even some of the biggest touch football leagues in the world have Discord servers, like the TSW, Kirby's new touch football league, which hasn't really started yet, but you know, and even other leagues like TFL or whatever, I don't really know. But anyways, I've heard Discord makes it easier to communicate with people, so I think this might actually be the answer to my problem, and I think this might make the MPL a lot more smoother and a not so stressful experience, you know what I mean? So yeah, I am considering making a Discord server, but the problem is I don't know if my parents would let me, so I'm going to have to ask my parents. But if they do say yes, then I will ask you guys if y'all want to do the Discord server, because I know a lot of y'all want me to, because a lot of y'all have been asking for a while now for me to make a Discord server for the MPL, because it'll make it easier for people to join and communicate. But I need to make sure everyone agrees on it, because I know some people do not have Discord, which is the reason why a lot of people join this league, because for a while, up until most likely now, it does not require Discord. But if I'm unable to do a Discord server and the fans decide not to, then here's what you guys are going to have to do. First of all, you guys are going to have to check the community tab every weekend to see when you guys are playing. Guys, trust me, the games are only on the weekends, so you do not have to worry about games being in the middle of the week, despite Season 2 taking place during the summer. So there is a chance there could be games in the middle of the week, but most likely they will only be during the summer, due to the fact that most people are still busy during the week, even during the summer. You guys will probably have to check at least once every hour to see when you're playing, but remember, this is only if I'm not able to get Discord, so it really just depends. But again, even if I do get Discord, you guys need to tell me if you guys cannot make it to a game this weekend, because, well, then I need to know if you guys need a loan for me to replace your missing player. So please just let me know as soon as possible if you're going to miss a game. So yeah, let me know if you guys have other solutions, but as of now, that is probably my main idea. So to finish off the video, let me name a few other things that might improve the league and a couple other announcements. Here's a couple things that could be added to the league next season. Referees, shorter highlight videos, new intro, possibly live streaming matches on my channel, more teams for fun, and more matches for each teams, since there will be more time to do games during the summer than there is during winter. Let me know if there's any other things I should add to the league. I'm very curious what ideas you guys have. Also, I'm pretty sure you must have been interested when you heard adding more teams. That's right, MPL Season 2 is most likely going to have more teams than MPL Season 1. There are already a couple teams who are trying to get into the league, and if you're interested in making your own team, well, I will be making a tutorial video on that shortly, so be ready. But don't hesitate, because I'm only going to be allowing, a total of 16 teams into the league. I don't want the league to be too big, so yeah, don't hesitate too much. If you want to make a team, don't take too long. Do it as soon as possible. Don't forget the fact that there will be a lot of people wanting to make new teams, so I wouldn't take too long if I were you. Now time to finish up the video with a couple of announcements. This may surprise some of y'all, but the Aston Villa trophy lift for winning MPL Season 1 actually has not even happened yet, and Season 2 is literally just around the corner. So you'd think MPL Season 1 trophy lift has already happened, but it actually hasn't. Not just that, but it was also told that there was going to be an Aston Villa documentary, as well as documentaries for other teams as well. But those haven't happened either, so what gives? Now, it's the end of the school year, and I've obviously just been really busy, so I haven't really had much time. But if the documentaries ever do get filmed, then they will most likely be filmed later this summer. It is not guaranteed that the documentaries will be filmed, but it is guaranteed that we will do the trophy lift as well as some other awards, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's really all I have for this video, so if you have any other questions, please comment them down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you have any other video recommendations, please let me know as well. I'd love to hear them. Well, I hope you're all looking forward to MPL Season 2, and remember, get milked up.